everybody. This is Dee, CEO of Catalyst. I hope you're keeping well. I'm coming to you from a rather brisky Doha, Qatar at the moment. Makes a nice change temperature-wise from Bangkok, and I'm having a great time catching up with friends. I'm back to posting every single day. I only posted once last week because I've been quite busy, so if you've been checking out the videos, I'm sorry I haven't posted so regularly. I'm back on track from today. And last night, I watched a great interview with Oprah Winfrey done at the Stanford Graduate Business School. It's about an hour long. I loved it. I watched it again this morning, and I'm going to post it on the Catalyst Facebook page if you want to check it out. Very, very interesting. Whether you're an Oprah fan or not, and you're interested in topics of purpose and what you're here to achieve and how she has been successful, then it's a definite watch. Highly recommend it. And some of the things that she was talking about yesterday, and I'll read from my notes, she talks about everybody wanting validation and about this being common no matter who she's interviewed, whether it was a president or a politician or a Beyonce or someone recovering from traumatic events, that at the end of every interview, the interviewee says to her, without exception, was that all right? Did I do okay? And she said now she just waits for that question at the end of the interview because everyone asks it. And I was sort of thinking, well, where in my life am I looking for validation? And I think I'm just obviously like everybody else. I look for it everywhere. I look for it as a way of getting feedback to know, am I on the right track? But is a bad word. And shouldn't our validation be coming from ourselves rather than relying on it from others? Wouldn't it be great where you could do something and no matter the outcome, you could be okay yourself, knowing, well, I did my best and that was okay, rather than looking for someone to validate who you are, how good you are or not, and whether the outcome of your work or your relationship, you're leaving the benchmark of that in control of somebody else. And I think that's quite dangerous. And I decided this morning, validation is going to come from me. I will certainly always be open to feedback. I love getting feedback. However, I think feedback is different to searching for validation. So you may want to ask yourself, where are you looking for validation in your life? Where are you asking that question to people? Did I do okay? Was that all right? And maybe there's another way of doing that. She also talked about paying attention to what feels like truth for you. And I love this because at the moment, the business is starting to get some traction. Catalyst is doing well. It's going slowly, however. I'm happy that we're moving forward every single day. And I've been asking myself, am I being true to my purpose? Am I feeling like the path is right? And, sometimes the answer is yes and sometimes the answer is no. And I'll give you an example. I was meant to be meeting up with someone who I've been trying to catch up for quite a long time. He works in a really great company that I quite like, and I'd love to do business with him. But he never shows up. There's always an excuse. And this person is a really, really nice person. But I was sort of going, what's the truth for this for me? The truth for this for me is if they really wanted to do business with me, they would make time. It's that simple. It's like that film, He's Not Really Into You, but in a corporate sense. So I decided this morning, I'm not going to do that anymore. There are companies that I'm going to want to work for, however, and I can express an interest in them and show them my services. And I'm not going to run around chasing people who will not give me time, because maybe that's related to the validation. Am I looking for validation? I am certainly not. So I'm not going to do that. And I feel rather unburdened by deciding to spend my time focusing on individuals and companies that reach out to me and are interested and curious and want to make time to hear more, rather than those who have better things to do. And I wish them well and I wish them luck. However, that's the end of that. Another thing she mentioned was, and this is again common to sort of everyone that she's met, that people are always asking for the answers to these questions. Did you hear me? Did you see me? And did what I say mean anything to you? And she said this is really the basis of every argument that has ever happened. Did you hear what I say? How many times have you ever said to someone, you're not hearing me? Or did you hear me? Did you see me? And did what I say mean anything to you? And in that example where with this company, with this person who I've been trying to chase, and I've been sending messages and making my intent obvious that, to talk business. Did he hear me? I don't know. Did he see me? I don't know. Did what I say to him mean anything to him? I don't know. Maybe it did, but it certainly doesn't feel that way. And when asking myself these questions, it makes it so much easier. Just move on. What's the right next move? Which was the other thing she said was, your failures, your losses in life, and we know there's no such thing as failure, only feedback, but what you perceive as your failures are great. You learn from them, and your failures serve the purpose to get you right back on the track that you were meant to be at. So I could view this morning, I could be disappointed this morning and frustrated with this meeting that hasn't happened. However, if I bring it up to a higher level and ask myself these questions, am I looking for validation from this person? Maybe. Did he hear me? No. Did he see me? No. Did what I say mean anything to him? I don't know, but it doesn't feel like it. So what's the right next move? So rather than dwell, be aware of it, learn the lesson, and what's the right next move? And the right next move for me is to be talking to somebody else. So my challenge today is, are you paying attention to what feels like truth for you? Is there any situation that you could pull on now in your life that you're struggling with, and ask yourself, is this true? Is this right or wrong? And you'll feel it, you'll know it. Did that person or organization, are they seeing you? Are they hearing you? And is what you're saying meaning anything to them? And what's the right next move for you? So rather deep questions this morning, but I was feeling it. And I think they're very, very powerful questions. What's your right next move? Have a think about that. And that's it. I will talk to you tomorrow, bright and breezy. Have a great day. Bye.